Hello and welcome to another Bearded Geek toy review. In today's video we've got some amazing friends to review. Stay tuned.
Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we have this Marvel Legends free figure pack representing the 1980s cartoon Spider-Man and his amazing friends. I absolutely love this cartoon as a kid. It aired for 3 seasons from 1981 to 1983, a total of 24 episodes, and aired alongside the solo Spider-Man series, which was produced by Marvel Animation at the same time. And yeah, they were like formative cartoons of my day. Absolutely loved this one. And it introduced me to the X-Men, because obviously through Iceman being in the series, and the X-Men did make an appearance in the cartoon series in season 3. So yeah, it helped me on my Marvel Comics journey, because up to that point I was only really aware of, you know, the biggies, Spider-Man, Incredible Hulk, you know, Captain America, Fantastic Four, those kind of characters. Yeah, so you know, the cartoon helped introduce me to other areas of the Marvel Universe. And yeah, I do remember 2 episodes in particular. One of them was Video Man, and the other one was The Swarm. And that's purely because I had those on videotape. I'd recorded them off off the TV, because this series aired on BBC One in the children's slot during the week. And yeah, I watched those 2 episodes over and over and over, as you do as a kid. So yeah, lots of memories here. The packaging is reminiscent of the title card, of them in that pose when you know, Stanley, I think it's Stanley who does the narration, Spider-Man and his amazing friends. So they're in that pose. We've got a Marvel Comics animation logo at the top. You've got Spidey doing his wall crawling thing, which was part of the title sequence as well. So that's cool that they've done that with the figure, and I think that's on the side there as well. On the bottom, just your usual safety bump, plastic-free packaging, and then on the back we've got details of what we've got in the package, with obviously the images of the actual figures themselves. But enough about that, let's get the packet open and have a closer look.
Iceman and Firestar. Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
So the inner packaging is just cardboard, as we said, and obviously the 3 figures are in the there. Obviously we've got some extra bits and bobs, so let's get these 3 figures out. So quite a lot of stuff in the actual box itself. Obviously we've got the 3 individual figures, and then each character has its own individual bag of extras, with Spidey obviously getting looks like the least, which is just alternate hands. Surprised that one of the alternate heads for Firestar was not in any kind of like packaging, so just luckily that hasn't been damaged there. But obviously that's Firestar there with her bag of goodies. So let's get cracking, and we'll have a look at Firestar first.
Firestar!
More heat! It's counteracting the Goblin's ray! More heat!
I can't hold the nitrogen off much longer. It's eating through my heat shield.
Oops. she's just caught there with her hand. Okay, so this is Firestar. Now, Firestar was actually an original creation, very similar in a way to Harley Quinn from the Batman animated series, in that she was specially created for the cartoon series Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, purely because the original plan was to have the Human Torch from the Fantastic Four in the cartoon, along with Spidey and Iceman. But apparently licensing issues precluded that from happening, so instead they created a brand new character, Angelica Jones Firestar, who was a mutant who could control fire, and she became so popular that she actually got integrated into the comics, very similar to what happened with Harley Quinn as well, but obviously she's not at the levels of Harley Quinn popularity. So this is a reissued figure. The only difference is that the head sculpts have been redone with digital face printing to make them more realistic and lifelike. But besides that, I think the actual figure is the same. It may be some of the joints might be pinless as well. So it is an upgrade if you had the original one that was issued on individual Marvel Legends box quite some years ago. So yeah, great face sculpt there. I actually think I prefer this one. So we'll have a look at swapping the heads in a second. Obviously standard articulation, because it's on that kind of like standard female body that Marvel Legends use. So there's not really much to talk about there. Obviously she's got a bit, a thing in the back there, obviously based on other characters who had like cloaks and stuff, but that doesn't apply to her in this instance. So we just pop her down there. If she'll stand up for me. There you go. And then let's just have a look at what we've got extras wise. There we go. So she does come with Miss Lion, which is the Angelica's dog, which Aunt May, who was also a supporting character in the TV series, took a shine to. So that's a nice little touch, isn't it? You get a little pet dog with the character. She does come with two alternate hands, which are fists, which I don't think I'll have her with, or I might have her with for one of the arms. And then she comes with these fire effects, which are really cool, which you can wrap around, obviously, her arms to show that she's generating fire there. So I think we'll do that now, and let's just swap the head as well. So the head should really just pop off quite easily. There you go, like that. It's on a ball joint. So there you go, there's a closer look at that head there. Yeah, the eyes certainly do look a lot better, a lot more realistic than the previous version. And then we'll just pop this head on here. This should pop on fairly easy. There you go, clicks in place. And there you go, there's a closer look there at that head sculpt. Yeah, certainly looks a lot better. And then what we can do is, oh, you can see actually the insides there, the joint there, that's separating the upper torso. There. Oh, she's quite stiff actually. So yeah, so there you go. So you get the idea. You can have flames on there. They do kind of like wrap around. And that gives you a nice little option for displaying the character. So there's Angelica Jones, Firestar. A very, very cool character. And like I say, great memories of the cartoon series. So we're going to put Firestar there for the moment. Again, if she'll stand up. If not, we'll just lean her against the box. We'll cheat slightly. Okay, so and just put the accessories there. Move that. So next, let's have a look at Iceman.
Spidey! Well, it's the great popsicle.
Saving your life is getting to be a habit.
That's one habit you shouldn't break.
So here's Iceman. Just getting out of the packaging. And there you go. Now, this is a reissued, obviously, body. This is what was commonly known as the Pizza Spidey body. So quite a few years ago, when Hasbro first got the Marvel Legends license, they did a Spider-Man, which came with a pizza slice and a half mask, so you could have him like posed eating the pizza slice. And it was kind of like, in its day, it was seen as like one of the best articulated 6-inch action figure bodies, and it's been used as a template for quite a few other characters since. So obviously this is basically the same body, but what they've done is they've then moulded it in this kind of like grey white plastic, and they've kind of like put those blue accents paint jobs on there to accentuate the iciness of his character as he appeared in the cartoon series. So obviously the head sculpt is, I think that's new, or it might be from a previous Iceman figure. They've done a couple of Iceman figures. They've done one in translucent blue, but that doesn't match his look in obviously the cartoon series. So yeah, this is an older action figure body, which you can tell because it has pinned joints on the arms and the legs there, but it still looks very, very cool, and obviously you can pose him in lots of different ways. So obviously he's got that kind of like spread eagled fingers as he's like, you know, making his ice from his fire from his fingers. I don't know what you would call it, but he used to like travel along like an ice kind of like roadway. He'd make an ice track for him to like skate along as he was keeping up with Spidey and Firestar, because obviously Spidey was swinging through the streets and Firestar could fly. So yeah, so it's a standard, very basic kind of body. Probably yeah, they probably could have put him on a newer body, but obviously they're keeping costs down here. Which, speaking of costs, I think this retails for around about £75, this set. So it is basically about, you know, £25 a figure. So there's Iceman there. We'll just stand him up there and let's have a look at his extras. I think he also comes with alternate hands. Okay. Which are 2 alternate fists there. Again, they've got that painted kind of like blue shading on there. Obviously to show like the different kind of like contours of the ice body. And then he also comes with this little kind of like stand, which is kind of like him making that ice kind of like, you know, I don't know, what do you call it? A nice kind of like walkway that, like I said, he used to skate along. So yeah, there's a pin there, and obviously you've got the pin holes in his feet, so you can put him on there and have him like posed on that, and have him skating along there. It's a shame he doesn't come with like kind of like some more kind of effects, perhaps some translucent blue kind of like ice effects similar to Firestar, so you could have him like flying along there, you know, or like kind of like an ice thing that could then like point down to like make it look like obviously he's making more of more ice to travel along. But that's a nice little thing to display him on. So there you go. There is Bobby Drake, Iceman. And again, I don't think he's going to stand on that. We will pose him a bit better in a minute, but I'm just conscious of, like, let's get the figures out of the packaging and let's look at them first. Okay, so here's the main man. Here's Spidey.
But I can hardly see. Can I do your windshield?
The wall crawler! The webhead!
Just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Okay, here's Spider-Man himself, and wow, that's a really, really great figure. Look at the colours. Look how they pop there. Oh, there's a little bit of white paint. Oh, there's a little white blob there. That's really distracting. I'll see if I can actually just colour that in with a bit of very, very fine marker pen. That's going to be quite difficult to think, unless I don't want to rub it off, because I don't want to rub off the red paint. Oh, that's a little bit disappointing. Okay, anyway, little white tiny splodge aside. This figure is also another reuse. This is a reuse of the Amazing Fantasy 15 Spider-Man figure, which was released individually, depicting Spidey in his very first appearance in Amazing Fantasy 15, which was the last issue of that comic, created by Stan Lee and obviously Steve Ditko. And you can tell it's that body because it has these little holes here where his web wings would go, because in early issues Spidey had web wings which would help him glide through the city. So yeah, if that's a really cool Spider-Man figure, I think that's even better for a comic-based Spidey than the Renew Your Vows one that I've got. That's going to probably take place of that figure. Again, it's based on a new body, so it's got pinless tech on the arms and the legs there, and Spidey only comes with the least amount of accessories. So let's just pop these out. So what we've got is we've got two fists here, which again nicely painted. So you've got those there, and then obviously he's already got his web swinging hand there, and he's got his wall crawling hand there. So you do get the other ones, that so you can have them in that pose. So you can have him with both wall crawling hands, or you can swap them round. And obviously there's his other web slinging hand. So yeah, the least amount of accessories for Spidey, but I mean, I suppose he could have come with a you know, an unmasked head, or perhaps one with where he pulls it up to his to show off his mouth. But really, there's really not much else you really want from a Spider-Man figure. Perhaps a couple of web effects could have been included. But yes, another great reuse of an existing Spider-Man figure mould, and obviously repainted in more comic, cartoon, accurate colours than the darker red and almost black that he had in that very first issue. It was a very, very dark blue, almost black, on the comic cover of Amazing Fantasy 15. So yeah, perhaps he could have come with an alternate head, perhaps with wider eyes, because I really kind of like prefer that John Romita Senior kind of style with the wider lenses on there. But still, that's a really great Spider-Man figure there. So there you have it, the the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends free figure pack, which is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Like I said, I think it retails for around about £75 and probably $75 if you're buying it from the US. And yeah, okay, there are some gripes that there is a lot of reuse of previous figures, but obviously, you know, repainted. That could have probably been put on a pinless, more up-to-date action figure. That's probably my biggest gripe there, but you know, it really doesn't detract from the actual coolness and look of Iceman there. And obviously, yeah, we've got better facial sculpts for Firestar, and we've got a you know, a repainted Spider-Man, which is kind of like the default Spider-Man like figure these days, based on his Amazing Fantasy 15 figure. So yeah, quite a bit of reuse, but I think it's justified. And I think if you're a real big fan of this cartoon series, if you remember it from the 1980s, yeah, if you're as old as me, basically, then you'll love this set. So, there you go, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave us a like. It really does help out the channel. And also, don't forget to hit that notification button. And also, subscribe if you've not yet subscribed to the channel. And if you know anybody who remembers this cartoon series, or anybody who's a big fan of Marvel or Spider-Man, or any of the other things that we cover on this channel, then please share these videos as much as possible. It really does help us out, and our subscriber figures continue to go up. We're close to, I think, 1,030 now. So, yeah, thank you to everybody who has subscribed and continues to subscribe to the channel. Really do appreciate your support. Okay, so loads more cool reviews to come. But in the meantime, stay safe, take care, and we'll see you very soon on Bearded Geek Toy Reviews. See you later.
And what do you think of Spider-Man, Miss Lion? Ow!